What is up, everyone? This video is for those people who are still thinking about whether if they should be going for Kokomi or Child. I'll talk about the pros and cons about each character and I'll break it down to you so that you can decide whether if you should be going for Kokomi or Child. So, there's 6 days left, probably 5 days left when this is gonna be live on YouTube. But anyways, I'll be showing you the damage difference between Child and Kokomi while they have no attack buff. So, as you can see here, Child is doing about 6k, 7k damage here and there. And it is not that great, to be honest. Kokomi is doing about 9k, okay, as you see. So Kokomi is doing a decent amount of damage with no attack buff. However, the difference between Kokomi and Child is that their effect after the attack buffer. So this time, I'll be using Bennett, okay? So in here, I'm going to be using Q here. And Kokomi is doing about 1k more damage. Is that worth it? No! You can see that Kokomi damage is very independent from Bennett buff. How about Child? Here we go. We're gonna use Bennett Q. And we'll use Q here so that we can get the benefit from his bow. And you can see that he's doing about like ×2 damage. So, what is so great about having a Hydro Enabler? That is not really dependent on their artifact and weapon. So, Kokomi, of course, if you do have the best in slot weapon, which is the Moon Glow, yeah, you'll be doing some decent amount of damage. If you do not have this, you probably go for the Prototype Ember. That will probably give you more energy particles as you attack the enemy while she's on the field. So, is that good? No, not the best in slot weapon. But the point here is that Kokomi is very, very easy to build and she does decent amount of damage, whether if you have great artifacts or not. So, define great artifacts. You want to go for HP percentage, perhaps energy charge, maybe elemental mastery if you want to use her as like the absolute enabler. But you want to keep the HP percentage in the sands, hydro damage bonus in the goblet, and HP percentage again on the circlet. Because if you want to have like a decent build that she can heal well, she can give some damage, if you want to do that, you will not be critting. As soon as you build her with the crit build, that's a meme build, please do not fall for that. And they would probably make it so that she cannot heal as well. I tried that and she was absolutely garbage. So I was like, okay, let's go back to the regular build because this is unusable. Anyways, for DPS like Child, you would either need High Refinement Rust or you would need one of those best in slot weapon that you can use on Child. For example, Skyward Harp. And, you know, I suspect that the new weapon that are coming out will probably be the best in slot weapon for him as well. So the similarities between Kokomi and Child is that they both have their downtimes. However, one distinct thing about Kokomi is that whether if she has the downtime or not, she can still proc Hydro damage, which means she can still act as a Hydro Enabler without her ult. She's probably going to be missing 4k to 5k damage if you're F2P or small spender. On the other hand, Child, you're not going to be using him as a Hydro Enabler because, of course, when you cannot use your melee stance, then what you're doing is probably all physical damage. So, a team you can use with Kokomi by any chance if you have all those characters, or if you had been following my YouTube channel, you probably found out that Kazuha is good, right? So, if you use Kazuha, Xingqiu, and Kokomi, you'll be able to do some nice damage with her. And although there will be some difference here and there, I believe that if you are F2P and played this game for a long time, then you'd probably have some constellations on Xingqiu, which means that from one of his constellations, he can decrease the Hydro res of the enemy while his Q is up. So, in order for you to kind of help your Kokomi do more damage, then you can use Xingqiu Q. You can either use Beidou Q, or you can use other characters that can do damage off-field. So anything like Albedo could also work. And you would also be able to get some shields, but I think that's not really important. You can also use Raiden Shogun E. Yoimiya Q would also help you out to do more damage off-field. Visual E also works. And having Xiangling Q out in the field will also work, but however, if you have those 3 characters in the field, for example, Xingqiu, Kazuha, and Kokomi, there will be some problem with getting the energy for Xiangling, so keep that in mind. But anyways, so you probably have noticed that you can free out Bennett, and you can build another character for the Spirit Abyss. And even if you do not have Xingqiu, that is totally fine. And if you have Ayaka, you can probably stick her in there. Or you can also take Kazuha. You don't have to have Kazuha in there. We already have a very thick tanker kind of character that does decent amount of damage over time. And if you have Kokomi, I can guarantee you that you'll be able to clear some of the stages that you weren't able to clear because you lacked some healing. But also, if you do not have your other characters built, then you would feel that Kokomi is very, very underwhelming because she is very dependent on the other characters that you have that can do off-field damage. So as you can see, Kazuha, Beidou, Xingqiu, what is the similarities between all of them? Kazuha, you can build him with full EM build, and you can give 0.04% elemental damage bonus to the element absorbed by the swirl for every point of elemental mastery he has for 8 seconds. Because I almost have about 1100 EM times 0.04, that's about like 44% hydro damage bonus. That is nearly about Kokomi's C6. So anyways, I'm only making this video so that I can help you decide whether if you should be pulling for a character or not. So, all the time as a small spender or F2P, you're always gonna have to compare two characters or many characters to see that if they are worth or not. For Child, I would say with Bennett or Kujosara with another attack buffer, the limit for your DPS is probably a lot higher than Kokomi. However, Kokomi is going to be a very stable, kind of like a bruiser character that has ability to heal all your party members and be able to proc hydro damage on demand, unlike Child. So, what do you think about Kokomi so far? I'm not trying to shill for MiHoYo because I do not support gacha system at all in a game. However, I've been getting a lot of positive feedbacks about Kokomi here and there, and they could be probably maybe trying to defend for a character that they have pulled for, but they're actually not that bad. So, if I had to choose between C0 Child and Kokomi, I'd probably go for Kokomi because she can proc hydro damage all the time. But here's another thing. Do we not have a Catalyst user that can do the same thing? Yes, we have Barbara. So do we actually need Kokomi? I do not think so. So, does that also mean that do you need Child because of that? Child is a DPS. Like I said before, if you are lucky enough to get some nice 5-star weapon in the future, then your DPS cap for a character is a lot higher than a support character like Kokomi. So keep that in mind. If you're hoping that you get some nice DPS in endgame, then I would suggest you to go for Child. If not, if you like to go for a safe team and you're not going to be shooting for 36 stars in Spare Abyss, then I would say go for Kokomi. She's not going to fail you. She's very easy to build and very easy to control, and especially when you're playing on mobile phone, she's going to be the girl for you. Let me add one more thing between Child and Hu Tao. Okay, so which one is better? Child and Hu Tao, they both have downtime. So does that necessarily mean they're both bad characters? No, they're both good. And Hu Tao, you should be able to do some nice damage here and there, but I believe after Child and Hu Tao rerun, we had been waiting for a character called Ganyu. If we get a Ganyu rerun, a lot smarter decision than going for either Kokomi, Child, or Hu Tao. Hu Tao is a very nice character, but the reason why I don't like her is because I really can't feel the hit satisfaction from her. That's why I prefer Diluc over Hu Tao, although I know that Hu Tao has a lot more DPS potential than Diluc. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know in the comment section what is your most favorite character in Genshin Impact and why. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.